of this road trip? You had there's just a lot ups and downs in the whole thing that happened the last 10 days or so.
Yeah, I thought we grew. It's always hard to get on the road and play. We had some good wins. That Chicago game still is one that just keeps sticking with us, but grew, in the Vegas game, within 5 going into the 4th, and just had some moments that we were able to have some good teaching points and just got to, kind of grow up in some of those moments. Had some great looks, just the ball wouldn't fall. And but yeah, I liked our energy and our effort in that Vegas game. I thought we battled.
Same from the Phoenix game. What can you hang on from that comeback against Phoenix that you can kind of keep going back to and saying, hey, we've got this in us when we need it as the season goes on?
Yeah, weather the storm. And that's what we keep talking about. What is next? WIN, what is next? And that is it's kind of something that we're going to keep talking about. Like, you can't stay on one play. You got to get to the next one, and that's what we did against Phoenix.
You've got a 4-week break coming up. Caitlin said they're kind of trying to treat these next few days the same. But knowing that break's there, can you maybe lean on it a little harder the next 10 days?
Yeah, we're not holding nothing back. I mean, we haven't got to the break yet. Like, they can't get on the Olympic break. We can't be there yet.
I know every time you play the Liberty, it's a good litmus test, but this sets up nice for you in that you had a couple days off. You can get a practice in. Do you feel like this might be your best chance to really give them, a really great game and pick up a win against them?
Yeah, that's our plan. I mean, that's our plan, to go in and, they've kind of caught us the 3 times we played them. It's been a really tough road when we hit them, a back-to-back, and just really a lot of games in a series. And so hopefully we'll give them an opportunity to come in here and we'll give them a really hard run. I mean, I think we've improved a lot since we played them the last time. We just got to get out to a good start. Play some defense. They're really good in transition. They'll get out and run, make or miss. So we just got to make sure our transition defense is there. And then, those plays are going to happen when they're great players make great shots. And we just got to get to the next play.
What will help you be able to do that great transition defense? What are the talking points there?
Yeah, taking care of the basketball is one. Turnovers are really hard to get back and transition on. Also taking good shots. Sometimes if our shot selection isn't great, then it puts us in a really bad position getting back. So just those 2 things. Get a great shot. Make sure we have, 2 or 3 getting back, whatever it is for that time. And then just being able to talk. We've got to really talk in transition defense and make sure we get things going.
Out west, you said you were experimenting with putting Katie Lou back in the starting lineup. I guess what was your assessment of how it went?
Yeah, I mean, I think she did a good job. I think the people that came in did a great job. We've got to do a better job of team defense, which is we've got to be in help a lot more. Sometimes we get caught up trying to guard who our man is. Also got to do a better job of just keeping people in front of us. But, those are things that we've been working on from day one, and we'll continue to get better at it.
Feels like that's the back end.
I don't.
No.
To be honest.
Guys, anything for Caitlin?
What does this team find itself working on the most in this kind of middle part of the season right now?
I would say probably just taking what we struggled with the game prior and trying to execute that. I think it depends on who we're playing and what. I think you go back and look at prior games. So, for example, like New York, our transition defense has been really bad. I think we've given up 40 points in transition on average the 3 times we've played them. So for us, that's our main focus, but I think it varies depending on who we're playing.
Does it feel weird to face them, I think, already for the 4th time?
Crazy, it's our last time and we haven't even got to the break yet. So I feel like we really haven't given them a good show of really who we are. Obviously, we played them twice in our first 3 games or 4 games, whatever it was, and then off of a back-to-back. So I feel like this is a great opportunity for us at home to come out here and really show what we're capable of against maybe the best team in the league, if not one of the best teams in the league. And we believe we can beat them, and we can be right there with them, but it's going to be executing the little details for sure.
The last time you took that ear injury, is that completely healed now, or do you still feel that occasionally, or what's that like?
It takes a little while to heal, but I don't feel it as much, so I don't know. I can't see in my own ear, so that's taught, I guess.
Do you handle these next couple of weeks different knowing you have a 4-week break coming up? Not just you, but the team collectively?
No, I think you still go about it the same way you always have. I mean, obviously the break's right there, so it would be great to go into break off of some really great games and some good wins and really feel positive going into that break of, we really feel like we're starting to string some stuff together, and then you get to come here and practice and really work on some stuff. But I don't think you approach it any differently. I think your approach has to be the same it has been all year, or at least should be.
You've had a couple days to digest the news. Now that you've had 2 or 3 days to think about it, what does it mean to you to be named in the WNBA All-Star?
Yeah, it's super cool. I think also to be there with Kelsey and AB, it's obviously really hard for a franchise to get 3 of their own players to be there and be together. So it's not anything, you take for granted. Obviously, I'm very lucky and excited. Like, obviously my first time being a WNBA All-Star, and you never know if you'll ever get that back there. You never know how, your career is going to unfold. So I think just really grateful and going to soak in, the opportunity of getting to be in Phoenix.
Do you think the format of this lends to a more intense game than you might see in any other kind of All-Star game?
I don't really know, honestly, just because I haven't played in one before. I was asking AB like how seriously they take them. I don't really know. I mean, I would assume it would be fairly serious just because USA needs to prep. Team USA needs to prep for the Olympic Games, so I would assume it would be fairly competitive. But again, I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. I'm gonna just show up and do whatever.
Were you an all-star in high school? Did you have that your senior year in high school?
No, we had COVID.
Yeah,
That's what we had. We had
it.
COVID, not all-star games.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to ask you if you had a previous all-star experience.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have been one in high school. It would have been debatable.
If you get asked, is a 3-point shootout something that you'd want to take part in?
Remains to be seen. We'll see. I don't know. Haven't decided. I don't know. Can't give you guys every answer today.
It seems like a 5-game road trip is one of the more longer ones that you guys have had. I guess from a team perspective, individual perspective, is there anything different in how you guys have grown?
I think, road trips like that are tough. I think we did a really good job. Obviously, our win at Phoenix was a really good win for us, especially I think we were down 15 at one point in that game. So I think that was the biggest way we grew. I think that showed a lot of resiliency. A lot of the times probably prior, you see us get into those holes and then it kind of just continues to balloon for us. But we kind of fought back, we stayed together. And then really in Las Vegas, like we had it to 6 points going into the fourth quarter and then we give up a 10-0 run to start the fourth. And I think that's the margin of error when you're playing those really, really good teams, whether it's the Vegases, Connecticut, New York. You can't have those little, whatever it is, spurts of not great basketball for us. But I also think there was a lot of ways we grew on that road trip. And but it's nice to be back home and have a few home games. And these are games you really need to win. So that'll be our main focus.
On a totally different note, you're launching a Panini collection. I'm curious. It might have been months ago, February, March, you were saying when you did all this. What memories do you have, or what level of influence do you remember kind of having about submitting, I think, childhood photos too?
Yeah. I kind of told them like the moments that probably meant the most to me throughout my basketball career, and then they kind of like molded the cards around that, and it's really unique. Obviously, like this box is just gonna have those, and that's gonna be the only box that you can get those cards in. There's a couple of me playing basketball when I was really young. There's one of me playing basketball in high school, some from my college days, some here, and then a few other just like little moments in between that are really unique and special to myself. So I think it's a cool, unique thing, not only for me, but also fans, like to get their hands on and chase those cards. Obviously some will have my signature on them and some won't. And I don't know, it's really cool and unique and fun, and getting to design that, like I get to be like hands-on and tell them like what has meant the most to me throughout my basketball journey and even through life, and design those cards around that.
I guess it's been a couple days since you heard the news that you're an All-Star again. So have you had some time to digest it, and kind of what are your feelings heading into your second All-Star game?
Yeah, being an All-Star, it's just a blessing. And so I'm just super excited, thankful to God for allowing me to get that opportunity, and thankful to the fans that continue to watch, continue to vote, because, it's exciting. I'm really happy for Kelsey and Caitlin. That's awesome for them as well.
The voting was kind of astounding. You guys racked in a lot of votes. So when you see numbers like that, what does that say to you?
Yeah, I think it just shows that people continue to watch the game and they continue to find new players that they love. And I think we're able to see that too, especially having 3 from our squad as the All-Star. So, it's great.
What is your most favorite part? What is the best part of it, the part that you enjoy the most of All-Star Weekend?
Ooh, I think just being out there with friends and family. Like my family's going to come up, be able to hang out. And you also get to play with girls that you don't really play with during the season. So it's always a great experience.
Aliyah, how do you anticipate this one feeling different because of the Olympic element to it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot more serious than it was last year. I was thinking about it and I was like, I feel like it's probably going to be up a notch a little bit. But I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great game. I think we have a great squad.
What does the team find itself working on the most in this middle part of the season?
Right now, just continuing to improve, working on our transition defense, continuing to work on our execution. But I think, we also enjoying the fact that we are continuing to take steps forward. You know, we're competing each and every game. We're making it hard on teams, and so we just have to be ready for New York tomorrow.
Was that just kind of something that ultimately that tough start to the season paid off with kind of this middle third has been so much improved?
Yeah, I think so, and I think it shows that, you know, obviously that first set of games were really tough for us, but we came in and we didn't let that get us down, and we continue to work. I think we've seen it the way we're playing, the way we've been able to gel together, especially with these middle games.
Feels like there's not a team you guys are more familiar with than the Liberty. This will be,
I know.
Fourth time, 21 games.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we know what they do. They're a great team. They compete at a high level, and so we just have to be ready for everything that they're going to bring for us tomorrow.
Yeah, Leah, you and Caitlin have really grown in the pick and roll as of late. Whenever you guys run it, it seems like it works almost most of the time. Does that mean that you want to, run more of it?
I mean, I think we do a good job of running pick and roll. I think, when you look at Caitlin in a ball screen, a lot of teams, they blitz her, so they want to get it out of her hands. And so for us, just being able to make the right decision, making sure that we're in the right places, because obviously their goal is to get it out of her hands, but we also have to be ready because we can knock it down as well.
What's different with Katie Lou rejoining the starting group? How is that?
I think it gives us
impacted?
a little bit more length, especially on the perimeter, and she also is a great shooter, so I mean, we trust her to continue to knock down shots, but yeah.
You're an all-star.
I am.
You've had a couple days to chew on that now.
Yeah.
What's been going through your head as it set in? Not just you, but you've got a trio of you here.
I think the organization is obviously really excited for us. I'm grateful. My 7 years, never imagined I'm back-to-back, so I'll take it. I'm just grateful, kind of just stand in the moment, but I think all-star for me in division is kind of like, I think it's all my dad. I think he kind of did that, so shout out to that guy.
How do you anticipate this one feeling different, both because of that and also being the format?
I think it'd be fun. I think I've learned lately, just let it be fun. I think I realized that if I keep trying to wish my dad was here, it's just gonna keep getting worse. So it's kind of, for me, it's kind of like let it be fun. But I think the format is gonna be fun too, because I think we can get a chance to compete, prepare them for the Olympics. Hopefully we can get a little bit more competitive to make it a little bit more fun. So I kind of like the format. I'm kind of looking forward to hopefully kind of like a battle in a way. So it'd be fun.
It's the biggest stride that the three of you and CC and Baby, that you've grown in these 21 games that you've had this first half of the season.
Well, I think our chemistry has made the biggest leap. Just understanding and recognizing how everybody likes to play. You got to be able to adjust to your team and be that gap filler for them when you need them, and vice versa. So for me, it's just about consistently learning who they are, as players. To put them in the best position.
Yeah. What did you guys learn about yourselves on this road trip?
Ooh, I'm not a fan of the West Coast, that's for sure. I feel like we were gone for 2 weeks. But more importantly, I think the West Coast is obviously a really great conference. Those teams are great for a reason, so I think we got battle tested. And I think we can go back to the drawing board to figure out how to be a playoff team. We good right now. It's good. It's good, but I think we could take it up another notch. And I think that West Coast trip kind of taught us our strengths and weaknesses, and so now we get a chance to work them.
Do you feel like everything is kind of normalized as best as it will ever be in terms of scheduling, and now you can settle into a routine?
I think this is the most normalcy we'll get. Yeah, I think you're right. Because I think before this, it was the most chaotic I've ever been a part of in my 7 years. So I think now it'll be a little more smoother.
Mm-hmm.
Is it odd that you're going to take 4 weeks off for that Olympic break, though? We're going to go ahead, maybe get some good momentum here. Now you got to take a break and then come back? Or you look forward to it, maybe?
I'm kind of in the middle. Obviously, everybody needs a break, but momentum shift. Obviously, we want to keep momentum on our team, but we'll see. I think the break will do all of us some justice. So.